you think back to your own time when you were little, and whether or not when you said, I want to be an astronaut or a doctor or a vet or a firefighter, if people looked at you and said, yeah, okay, great, I think you should try that, versus, good luck. When you first go to kindergarten, those first few days, it's really identity forming. If you go in and you feel like, I'm the kind of kid that's always in trouble, teachers don't get excited to see me coming. They're going to give me work and it's going to be hard and I'm not going to get it. Over time, I think you are much more likely to give up and not to try and have that start to become who you are. I'm a naughty kid, it's what I do.
For children who come out of immigrant families where no English is spoken at home and they're thrown right into kindergarten, it's often really difficult for them.
You have white on your shoes or sandals.
Suddenly there's a new language being spoken.
If you have black.
Suddenly there are all these rules that teachers are concerned that kids all learn to follow. So it's a pretty tall order for those kids to get into kindergarten and be successful. That's part of why Denise Louie is good.
My name is Connie. I have two kids. One is Kyle. My son cannot really express himself. My son has speech delay. He has a lot of drama and tantrum. I want my son to communicate with me. I'm really desperate for that because when you have a kid that doesn't talk and they're always crying, you're so really frustrated. I don't know if he really understands people or not, and when you go to school, they have routine, and he will have a difficulty to follow the direction. When I come here, I don't know nothing. I don't know there's resources in this area to help the low-income family.
Kyle, are you ready? Did you get your backpack?
If don't have Denise Louie, I don't know what will I be. I have a hard time to be a full-time mom. Maybe I give up.
Denise Louie offers a really outstanding early Head Start program, giving kids that important Head Start when they're really little. The hope is by the time those kids are in kindergarten, they've had a super Head Start.
Denise Louie has been in operation for 38 years to date, going on our 39th year. We've supported thousands of children and families. Today, we serve over 20 different languages in each of the classes. 80% of the children have English as their second language.
For a child to be at Denise Louie, they have to qualify for the Head Start income regulations, which means you're living at a very low level of poverty.
The kids are really amazing that come here. They have to be a little spicy. They have to be fighters and are full of a little bit of vinegar to get through. You meet kids that are the interpreter for their entire family, and they're 4. So that means if grandma needs to go to the doctor, that 4-year-old comes with them. If they need to go to the bank, if they need to go apply for a job, that 4-year-old takes care of that business. And so for them to be able to come here and really just get to the business of being kids is really, really important.
When a child comes into an environment where their home language isn't spoken, it's a very intimidating situation. I was 7 years old when I moved to the U.S. with my family, and so of course I only spoke Spanish. Going to school for the first time where everybody speaks English, I remember just not even attempting to talk because it was so frightening. And it's not just the language, but the culture is very different.
What makes Denise Louie very special is its focus on multicultural education. They don't just say, well, let's hurry up and learn English so you can do your real learning. This organization says to the kids, your home language, your family is important, and they are not somebody to be set aside, but actually someone to be lifted up as valuable. Denise Louie works really hard to bring this cultural relevance into everything they do.
The goal really for the children is to ensure that they start to understand basic routines in the classroom, how to become a little bit more independent, from brushing their teeth to learning how to put their coats on. And it is really a beautiful experience to see these children who don't speak the same language figure out a way to communicate with each other because they have to.
So first day of school, I was so worried.
when I first met Kyle. He was very shy, very quiet, and he didn't like interacting with friends. He played in areas near other children, but he didn't talk to the other children. So we coached him through interactions. We put 4 of these together. What shape do you have?
A circle.
A circle.
That's like a pizza.
Like a pizza. When Kyle was graduating from Denise Louie and moving on to kindergarten, his social emotional skills were pretty amazing.
When teachers around you are really believing that about you and reinforcing that for you, then you start to believe it for yourself, and makes them more likely to pick up that hard book and struggle through it, to sit for a few more minutes in the discomfort of not being able to figure out a math problem right away. And that will serve them for the rest of their lives.
I'm telling you, I wish my grandkids were here getting that.
I would love to see every single child that can really use our services, that are at their most vulnerable, to really be able to come in and find a safe haven and flourish and know that they are appreciated and cared for. I want those students to be able to go into their next setting comfortable and at ease, and be indistinguishable from any other kid because they know they've got this. If the very beginning the narrative is, teachers light up when I walk in the room, they're happy to see me, that will serve them for the rest of their lives.